Welcome to this episode of the Sports Detective Podcast Show. My name is James Williams, and today we discuss poop. What? Yes, we are talking about poop. This is a story I just had to react to. So basically, the story of Monday night's game between Florida State and Boston College, the story wasn't about Florida State becoming 0-2 to start the season. A lot of people turned the conversation to a Florida State fan account on Twitter that said, basically made a promise that if Florida State lost to Boston College, he would eat dog poop. Uh, Very silly, but basically what happened, I saw this in the second quarter. This dude basically deleted his account when he realized the game was not going in Florida State's favor. And then this story took off like wildfire in college football Twitter and basically broke the site. Everyone was reacting to it. A little weird that everyone was like, we have to make him eat poop. And I want to give a little bit of a nuanced take that I would give to him if I were his friend, because a lot of people are kind of like, hey, man, this guy's chickening out of his word. They're saying that Florida State's cursed now. But first, before I kind of give you into a kind of my reaction on all of this stuff, I am going to just kind of play a video from Jack Mack at Barstool that basically breaks down the whole situation for this guy and kind of like basically just breaks everything down. So we'll go ahead and play this video, and I'll come back on the other side and I'll react to that, and then I'll tell you what I would do if I was in this situation. So let's play this video and then we'll talk about it.
Earlier this week, a Twitter user that goes by 321 Knowles tweeted out, if Florida State loses to Boston College this weekend, I will eat dog doo-doo out of a red Solo cup with a spoon and post a video of me doing it. Book it. Well, as it turns out, Florida State lost to Boston College tonight. And after Florida State went down 14-0 against Boston College, 321 Knoll, who tweeted this out back on August 27th and doubled down on it multiple times, deleted his account. Before the game was even over, 321
I didn't know he
Knoll's
doubled down
account
on it.
was gone. One of the last things 321 Knoll did on Twitter before wiping himself off the internet was send a message in a DM group called the Linda's Hive. I'll catch y'all next season. My time on X is done for now. Good luck to everyone. The internet did not take kindly to this man thinking he could just, keep it moving. It's no big deal. It was a joke. So being the number one journalisming journalist on the internet, I dug in. And thanks to my sources throughout the internet, specifically down south, I received some valuable information on this man who decided not only to delete his Twitter, but he deleted his Instagram, his Facebook. This man was very serious. He wanted to go zero dark 30. But thanks to my anonymous sources, I was able to contact him on Snapchat. And I said, you have to eat the dog doo-doo tonight. It's the right thing to do. Do you want to curse your Knowles forever? The 321 Knoll dog doo-doo curse is what people are calling it. I ended up texting him after getting his number. And I said, you have to eat the dog doo-doo. And this is a very serious thing. It has reached national television. Scott Van Pelt, after the game, on the same channel the game was on, said this, and he's not wrong. We will not sleep until this man eats dog doo-doo. Because if we fall for anything, we don't stand for a thing, all right? However that saying goes. So 321 no. Just know, all it takes is one little bite. One bite, everyone knows the rules of the dog doo-doo. And then the curse is gone forever. But until then, the Florida State Knowles will be cursed with the 321 dog doo-doo curse forever.
All right, so there you have it. That kind of breaks down everything. And you notice there at the end, there is this thing of like, it's probably would be the dumbest curse that has ever happened in all of sports. But the worst case scenario for our guy here is what happens if Florida State has a horrific season this year, and then the next few years of the Mike Norvell era at Florida State also does not go that well. There's going to be a segment of people that are going to blame this guy. Now, maybe that's a little bit of an overreaction by people, but there's part of me that believes in sports curses. Now, this might be the stupidest one I have ever heard, the most, crude one I've ever heard, but I do want to maybe look at this situation glass half full if you ever could. Because I kind of I was noticing everyone's doing on the internet. It's like, oh my God, we have to find this person. We have to make him own up to his bet. I was kind of thinking in the perspective of what would I do if I was this guy's friend? If this guy came to me, he's like, hey, I don't know what to do about this stuff. I delete all my social media. I don't know what to do. People are, have somehow found my number and my Snapchat and they're still, coming after me on all this stuff. I don't know what to do. I would give him two options that I think he could do. So the first option would be like, just never go back on social media. Just never go back on social media. Maybe you could take a break for a while and maybe come back, but you could never have the social media that you did at one point because the internet, things live forever on the internet. So even if you did come back a year from now, like he said he was going to in that DM, I still think people are going to bring this up and, he's going to get a little bit, internet harassed over it. So that would be option number one, is just never go back onto social media. Just give that up. Option two would be to flip it. I would flip it. Because like Jack Mack said in that video that Jack Mack posted there on Barstool Sports had like 1.2 million views just on Twitter. So that video has probably been seen a few million times. There's several million people that know about this and had some level of interest in this. So with that being said, I would tell him do a Hawk Tua, do a Kim Kardashian and flip it. Turn this embarrassing moment that you had in your life and I would flip it into a positive because like we just said, so many people have seen this. So if I were him, I would just make a Twitter account again. I'd reboot it back up. I would, you know, slowly build a following. I'd say, hey, I will own up to the bet and say that you have a time that you are going to post the video or stream it or whatever you want to do, before Florida State's next game. Because I believe this week, as we're recording this Wednesday evening, Florida State has a bye for week 2, and then they play again in week 3. So I would have the clip or the stream be sometime like maybe a day before the game, but I'd act on this quickly because if you set up your accounts again, people will start, like he had like a few thousand followers on his account. So it's like this guy's probably been a fan account for a while. He's probably, enjoys doing it and, enjoys the attention, negative or positively to a degree. And now this guy is going to have to eat poop. You can't get around that. He's going to have to eat poop. But hey, man, if I was his friend, I'd be like, hey, man, maybe it's only going to suck for an hour. We'll have some mouthwash off to the side ready, some toothbrush, maybe some beer or something to kind of like clean it out. You're probably going to throw up. But what I meant by flipping it into a negative and positive is he had a few thousand followers before. If he builds this up over the course of a week, he could get 40,000 followers on Twitter. I have 400, guys. I have 400. I have 456 subs on YouTube. Subscribe, by the way, if you like what you saw so far here today. Build off this opportunity. Start a podcast. If you're going to get this big of a following and this many people that are interested in you, execute on it. Become a college football influencer. Now, I gave up the Hawk Tua girl example and Kim Kardashian as examples. He's not going to get that famous, probably. More than likely, 99.999% chance he's not getting as famous as them. But if you can start a podcast and get a few thousand, like you could probably get more subs than me in a month if he wanted to, right? Because people are interested in this, and especially if it's good, people are going to care what you have to say about this. Now you're going to have to be the guy that ate dog poop for a while. You can't avoid that, but hey, man, that'd be my advice to him. Glass half full. Turn an L into a W. I mean, guess maybe turn 2 L's into a W because you're going to have to eat poop. But that'd be my advice about it, man. The internet lives forever. You can't just come back next July or something when it's preview season and think everyone's going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, that guy's back and we don't forget. No. These internet sleuths will not forget about this promise that you made. And They will never let you live it down if you think you can just come back in 12 months. So that's my advice. Turn an L into a W. But yeah, there you have it, guys. That's going to do it for this episode here today. If you liked what you saw here today, please hit that like button. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. That is the number one thing that you can do to help this show grow. It costs you absolutely $0. Our goal right now is to try to get to it's going to be September is one of my busiest work months in my real job. So posting content's a lot harder, but I'm going to try and post as much as I can this month, reacting to football stories I find interesting. And our goal is to get 500 subs by the end of the month. It's the 4th right now as I'm recording this. I'm 44 away, so about 2 a day. So if you guys can help me out and get me a sub here and help me get to that 500 number, I'd very much appreciate that. And feel free to check out other Sports Detective Podcast channel shows. You might like what you see. So thank you for watching. I'll talk to you next time.